a funny story. You know what? Since Alcaraz is here, even though most of you have already heard this story, I will tell an abridged and less dirty version of the army cactus story. So, obviously, I talk about, everyone here should know that I'm in the army because I talk about it so much. But, I remember, Alcaraz, you might be able to chime in some parts because I honestly can't remember if you were there or how close you were to the action. So, okay, that's what I was waiting for. So what happened is we were out for it was like was it sticks? He didn't help with the plucking. It was really awkward too. We were out for some sort of training for. It was just like a day and a night, and we weren't. We were just down the road. It wasn't. We weren't out in the field for like a week or anything. We just went down the ways a bit. But we were doing. We were doing bounding. So I don't know to explain bounding really quickly. I guess you have your guns and equipment or whatever, and you're supposed to run. You're basically bounding is you take turns. You pop up, run for like 3 seconds. They tell you to say he's up or I'm up. He sees me. I'm down, and then you go prone or lay down or jump down, however you want to say. So we were doing this, and for those of you who haven't been to Colorado, like southern-ish, central southern Colorado, there are a lot of cacti. They're not the big like ones that you see in the movies in like Arizona or Mexico or shit. They're little tiny like the ones that you have in your class, and they or your class, the ones that you like put in a little planter in your house, and they're everywhere. I mean, you said it. They're literally everywhere. You cannot take 3 steps without running into one when you're out there. Like anytime we went to the field, the sides of your boots would just be they'd be literally everywhere. So, anyways, we're doing the bounding thing. You know, hopping up, running, getting down, hopping up, running, getting down. And I wasn't paying attention to where I was getting down. So I hopped up, ran, got down, and I got down my no square or nether regions. I dropped those down squarely, I mean perfectly, onto a cactus. And I mean, you can guess where the needles went. So I immediately, and like, this is really serious. We were being really serious because the brigade commander or the squadron commander or someone was supposed to be there. I can't remember who it was. Someone important was supposed to be there. So we're taking this, like, we're getting yelled at to take this, you know, fairly seriously. So I immediately just set up. It was the SCO. Okay, yeah. So as the squadron commander, I immediately, as soon as my gentleman's sausage touched the cactus, I immediately sat up on my knees. Like, there's a cactus in my dick. Oh no. And so my buddy, I think it was Capel, looked over at me. He's like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, there's cactus in my dick. There's cactus in my dick. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, it's serious. I don't joke. I wouldn't joke about that sort of thing. So I'm like, oh my God. So everyone's like popping up like, what the fuck is, what am I doing? Because I'm just sitting there in the middle of the drill, straight ignoring everything. And so he goes, they brought or Sergeant NCO walked over and was like, what's going on? I was like, there's cactus in my shit right now. And so they went and grabbed the Doc Christensen. And so he comes over, and I like do that like really wide, kind of wobbly, like I need to unstick my nuts from my leg walk all the way over to where the medics are. And they send the man, the myth, the legend, Sergeant Deswan, over to hang out while I'm dealing with this this issue. And I mean, obviously, Alcatraz is the only. He's the only one who knows who Sergeant Deswan is. But he is a hoot. He's like an old, like weird. Yeah, he's old as shit. Didn't join the army until he was in his 30s, and he's still in. He's still in right now. I don't know where he is. I can't remember, but he's old as shit. And he's like this weird combination of redneck and hippie put together. It's super strange, and he has like early onset dementia to a certain degree because he doesn't hardly remember anything. He's just a funny dude. He's fucking hilarious. But so, anyways, Christensen goes into his bag. He does only have one tooth. That's a fact. Certifiable fact. Well, only one you can see. But so Christensen goes into his bag and his tweezers are missing because someone else grabbed his tweezers and didn't put them back. So I've got my fucking pants. I'm just out in the middle of a field surrounded by trees with my pants around my fucking ankles, shit flapping in the wind, and they have to send someone back to go get the tweezers. So they have me lay down on the grass. So I've got I'm fucking Winnie the Poohing it. I mean, just shirt dicking. And I have to lay there for probably like, I don't know, how long was it? It's probably like a good half hour with my hog out, just hanging out, while they go get these tweezers. And so Christensen comes back, and finally it's like, all right, we got to do this. And I was like, okay, so this is going to really fucking suck, and I'm going to have a terrible time and day. But so he starts pulling these cactus needles out of my shit. And when I tell you, and this is not a joke, I don't really have anything. Maybe, let's see, drawer of many things. Yeah, that's probably not gonna. This would be an okay descriptor. So the longest needle, and I shit you not, was probably every bit of this long into the head of my wiener. And when he yanked that out, I'm telling you, when he yanked that thing out, I just about puked and passed out. It hurt so fucking bad. But obviously, yeah, it was a real bonding experience through fucking pain. But I was the talk of the town for the rest of the day. I actually missed the daytime iteration of that training because I was getting cactus needles yanked out of my wiener. Oh, 100%. It was the worst. I'm not kidding when I say that long one, the one really long one that he pulled out, I just about passed out. I was close. Yeah, so I was the talk. Missed the whole daytime training iteration. Was the joke or laughing stock of the day, and it stayed that way until, if I'm not mistaken, and Alcatraz, you can correct me on this, but I thought, wasn't that the night that I can't remember dude's name, but the dude that got bit by the snake, and they had to fucking bring in a Black Hawk and take him to the hospital? I thought that night, because when I was laying there fucking butt-ass naked waiting for, was it Ellis? Yeah. He got bit by a snake later that night, and while I was laying there with my shit out and my bare ass, he tweezed them. He pulled them with a tweezer. They almost sent me to the hospital just in case there were some that he couldn't get or didn't see or I couldn't feel, because they're super thin. But we successfully extracted all, I think there's probably 6 or 8 of them. It was fucking awful. But, so I was laying there butt-ass naked, and there aren't any more in there. I would definitely have known by now. I volunteered to do it, but they said no. Yeah, I was terrified. I'm not scared of snakes. I never really have been scared of snakes, but laying there with your pants around your ankles in a field with really tall grass in the middle of summer while everyone's saying, hey, watch out for snakes, is concerning. And then not only that, but to then have someone get helivac to the hospital because they were bitten by a snake like 10 hours later is even more sketchy. But I digress. It was fun. Well, it wasn't fun. It sucked, but it was funny. It was a good story, obviously, to have and to tell.